Okay, so on page 47, all right, just to finish off, I also want you to do question 2, A, B, C, D, F, and I. Very, very simple. Now it says study figures 2 and 3. All right, and you'll see 2 and 3 on these pages. You can open up the books, so they're both open in front of you. I'll go through the questions first and then have a quick look at the images. In what direction was the photograph looking? All right, so again, you'll have to look at the map first, figure out which way is north. Remember, those maps are always orientated north, so the way, all right, and then decide which way the photo was looking. Is the photograph taken at high tide or low tide? Explain your choice. And the key bit here is explain. Why do you think it was taken at high or low tide? I'll go through that in a little bit. What is the name of the laterals at X and Y? So you'll have to look at the photo at X and Y and then try and identify them somewhere on the map. In which grid square is the hood? So you'll have to find the area that's called the hood and then give me the 4-figure grid reference. F. What is the length of the spit from the car park at Clay Eye to its tip? So you have to find Clay Eye and then measure it down to the very tip of the sand or the sand spit, and then use the scale to figure that out. Okay, your scale is just here. And in what direction is longshore drift operating along this stretch of coastline? Give a reason, just a reason for your answer. So again, that should be very, very self-explanatory. Let's have a little look. Okay, here is our map. Okay, so this is your sand spit. Okay, all of this bit coming down here from here pretty much the whole way up, and this is where it curves. These are your laterals where they start to curve in. All right, so again, what you'll do is when you're asked from Clay, where's Clay car park? Here's the Clay Eye car park just here. So you have to measure from here to the end, okay, and then figure out your scale. All right, now you're going to have to do a little bit of work. You might have to go back to your map skills notes to figure that out, but you should all be able to do that. It's not difficult. Okay, so measure it with your ruler, figure out how many centimeters it is, and then think about your scale. How can you start to use your scale then to change it from centimeters to real life kilometers? Okay, what else were we asked about on here? You need to find the place on here called the hood and then give me the 4-figure grid reference. All right, what is the length? What is the grid square? Lovely. So what else we need to do then is look at our photo. This is an excellent photo of a sand spit. Okay, so what you can see is this is the ocean out here. We got our sand spit. You got the land in here, and this is the area in behind. Now it's full of water at the moment. So again, you've got one question: is this taken at high tide or low tide? What do you think happens in behind here at low tide and at high tide? What would the big changes be in behind here? So you have to decide, right, well, it's full of water right now, so is that high or low tide? Okay, here's X and Y, our two laterals. So one is just a little kind of semicircle, and one is a very long, narrow strip. You'll also see there's another one, and then the end of the spit. So you'll have to look at that and then come back to our map and try and figure out the names of them. All right, so it's actually very very straightforward. You're also asked what direction the photo is being taken, so you need to try and figure that out by looking at the map and the photo. All right, and that is pretty much your questions from there. Okay, so get all of those done on folder sheet. Please use full sentences for every one. All right, and you can submit them all. I want to check them all, and I will be grading the third section about this sand spit, so question 1 and 2 from here. Okay.